Greetings to my 1065 subscribers, and of course you my future subscriber. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Tonight we are looking at the Highland Park 12-year-old, bottled at 40% ABV. Is from the Highland Park distillery. Natural color, definitely some chill filtration going on. And cost-wise in Belgium is about 52 euros for a bottle. And but I've seen online selling as little as 40 pounds in the UK. So something that is not overly expensive. And of course you have a 12-year-old age statement on it. So I did also a little bit of digging on it. I do like their website. They do give a lot of information on their website, which I really appreciate. Some of them a little bit of outlandish or a little bit over the top information that they give, but at least they are trying to give us as much information as possible, and I do like that. And of course it's all about the nosing and the tasting. It does have a little bit of peat in it. Not so sure how much it's going to be. I did also a little bit of research on the type of peat that they are using, and they call it a little bit more a different peat from that you will get on other regions of Scotland, and they call it the Arcadian type of peat. A little bit more earthy notes, a little bit more floral notes, so hopefully that translates into the whiskey as well. And of course maturation, they have used American oak and European oak, sherry seasoned cask. So I expect a little bit of a nice sweetness. I expect a little bit of a peat note, and who can resist a little bit of a sherry or sweet peat note? Well, we'll see when we do the nosing and tasting. So it is a sample. I paid about €4.50 for the sample. It is 50 milliliters from my online store in Belgium. Try it before you buy it. I love that concept. Color-wise, it is natural color, so it is a nice light golden color, maybe a little bit of a straw color in it. But of course it's all about the nosing and tasting. So quite looking forward to this one. I did the 10-year-old. Wasn't that impressed with it, but I did enjoy it. They do make a nice easy sipping whiskey, but not over the top. So on the nose, on the Highland Park 12-year-old. Cheers. Everything what I expected. Now they do say there is some peat in it. Let's start with the peat. Don't get a lot of the peat. Well, I really struggling to find the peat note. Maybe it's just the glass. If somebody would have given me this one and tell me that it's a peated whiskey, I will be really struggling to find that, and definitely not finding any peat on the nose. The first thing that I pick up is a lovely sweetness, but it's not a sickening sweetness. It is just a lovely light sweet note coming out. I get loads and loads of fresh fruit. I get a sherry, but it's a different type of sherry. There's also not a lot of that big sherry influences. Definitely not a sherry monster, but that sherry just peeks out at the back. That does give us that little bit of a hint of that sherry note. But I do get a little bit more apples, like a pink lady apple, a fresh cut pink lady apple. A little bit of a grape note, just at the back. It's like a apple slash maybe the grape, maybe a little bit of a apple grape salad. I get a little bit of a fresh gooseberry. I also get a little bit of a perfumey note. So it's a light perfumey floral note coming out. I also get a little bit of an orange peel oil. If you give a orange, that little bit of a twist, especially in a cocktail, when you wipe the oil on the glass and you bring the glass to your nose, you get a little bit of a note that you're not 100% sure on. And for me, that is a little bit of an oiliness on the rim of the glass that I get. Still not anything on the nose with regards to the smoke or the peat. I get a little bit of a oakiness, a little bit of a earthiness, like a little bit of a oak dust note coming out. It is really nice. I think I can sit here for another 5-10 minutes just to smell it. Although not very complex, there is a little bit of that different fruits that you can pick up. And I think a lot of people might pick up a different type of fruit, a little different perfumey note. But it is just nice, inviting. A little bit more vanilla coming out. But it is just fantastic on the nose. Again, not complex, but nice. So I do like the nose on it. And if the nose can translate into the taste as well, I will be quite happy. Or maybe I will pick up a little bit of the peat on the taste. So, cheers. The lovely sweetness. A little bit of a toffee note. A little bit of a raisin note coming out. So definitely showing the sherry cask influence, or the seasoned sherry cask influence. Now I get a hint of that peat, but again, you really have to go look for it. Now, I think also I'm getting used to the high ppms of phenols part per million. Still not getting a lot of it on the nose. Taste-wise, I can, with a little bit of imagination, I do get that hint of that peat on the taste. But it is pleasant. It is not a medicinal type of taste coming out, iodine, very pleasant. Definitely something that I do like. Also, let me give it another try. Sherry, they definitely, sherry, I can get that. I get that sweetness, getting a little bit of a vanilla note as well. Very light on the alcohol, 40%. There is a little bit of a spiciness coming out. There's a little bit of a oakiness coming out. And every time I go back, there's just a little bit more of the oak that's left as soon as you swallow. Just give it one more try. But it is so nice. I also think there's a little bit of a nice balance between the sweetness and that little oak afterwards, like drinking a light espresso, that just to give you a little bit of a bitter note in the end. So quite pleasant for me. One more try and I'll give my final thoughts. Definitely easy sipping daily whiskey. Definitely worth, if you can buy this one maybe at a good special, maybe £40, maybe a little bit less than £40, I would definitely buy this one. Put it on the bar just to give it a little bit of a taste every now and again, especially if you're not in a mood to sit and analyze a whiskey, spend a lot of time on it, pour it, drink it, forget about it, and of course repeat the next day. So definitely something I would recommend. What do you think? Is that a whiskey that you would recommend to your friends? Which Highland Park is your favorite? Have you tried the 10-year-old? What about the 18-year-old? Would you rather invest in the 18-year-old instead of the 12-year-old? And of course, how much do you pay for your 12-year-old Highland Park? So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciated my 1065 subscribers, and see you next time. Cheers.